I canceled our Belize trip after my girlfriend called me embarrassing, so I moved out that night. Packed my car by 2, left a 5-word note, let the cancellation emails hit her inbox, and when her friends learned she planned to upgrade, I never came back. This is WZ Tales. Today's story follows a man who planned a dream trip for the woman he loved, only to learn she was embarrassed by him in front of her friends. While you listen, imagine how you would handle the same kind of disrespect. The suitcase was open on the bed when the whole thing ended. I had been packing for almost an hour, taking my time with it, enjoying it. We were supposed to leave for Belize the next evening, 7 days away. Sun, water, quiet beaches, food shacks I had spent months researching, and a treehouse sweet over the water that Maya once called her dream. I had saved for that trip for a year. A quarter of my salary, little by little. Not because she asked me to, because I wanted it to be perfect. Not flashy, not performative, just thoughtful, the kind of trip you remember for the right reasons. My phone was propped against the lamp with a checklist on the screen. Swim trunks packed. Reef-safe sunscreen packed. The novel she had said she wanted to read packed beside mine. I folded a linen shirt, the one she once told me made my eyes look bluer, and laid it gently on top. The apartment smelled like lemon cleaner and expectation. I had spent the afternoon scrubbing the place so we could come home to peace instead of mess. There was a bottle of her favorite Sauvignon Blanc in the fridge and 2 glasses waiting on the counter for the pre-flight toast I had planned for the next night. I was happy, not loud happy, quiet happy. The kind that feels steady in your chest. Then Maya came home. It was 7:15. I heard the key in the lock and smiled before I even looked up. I thought I was about to show her the suitcase, maybe walk her through the itinerary, share that small excitement couples have before a trip they have both been looking forward to. But the second she stepped inside, something felt off. She smelled like expensive perfume and outside air. She was already dressed for her night out. Tight black dress, high heels, hair done in that careful way that is supposed to look effortless, smoky makeup. She looked beautiful but distant, like her real evening had not started yet because she was still stuck in the apartment with me. "Hey," I said, "you're home early." "Big night with Sasha and Chloe," she said, dropping her clutch on the counter beside the 2 clean glasses. "We're pre-gaming at Chloe's new place in the Heights." She glanced at the suitcase. "You're packing already. We don't leave for like 36 hours. "I like to be prepared," I said. "Want to see the itinerary? I got us that private cabana for the full day at the resort." "Later," she said, already scrolling through her phone. "I trust you." That should have sounded nice. Instead, it sounded like she was handing off a task she did not care about. I tried again. "Are you excited for Belize?" She looked up at me then. Not warmly, not with the shared excitement I had expected. It was more like she was assessing me. "It'll be a vibe, I guess," she said with a shrug. "A vibe, I guess." That answer put the first real crack in me. I let out a small laugh, hoping maybe she was just distracted. "A vibe, I guess, Maya. It's a treehouse sweet over the water. You said it was your dream." "I know," she said, waving a hand. "It'll be great." Then she sighed and walked to her dresser, looking for jewelry. I stood there for a second, waiting. "Just what?" I asked. She did not answer right away. Then, with her back still half turned to me, she said, "Look, while I'm gone this weekend with the girls, just try not to embarrass me, okay?" Everything changed with that sentence. The room did not get louder. It got quieter. That is how you know a bad truth has arrived. It does not need volume. "Embarrass you?" I asked. She turned, holding a silver necklace between her fingers like this was some light, silly conversation. "You know," she said. "Don't post any of those dorky cooking videos you do. Don't tag me in weird memes my friends won't get. Just be cool. Be invisible online." I told the girls they get it. I still remember the exact way she said it. Like I was a type, a category, a private joke her friends already understood. That was the moment the whole evening, maybe the whole relationship, snapped into focus. Not because she insulted my cooking videos or my memes, Those things were small, but because of what sat underneath them, I was not her partner in that moment. I was a source of embarrassment she was trying to manage in front of people she wanted to impress. A lot of people miss this kind of disrespect because it comes wrapped in a laugh, but contempt is contempt, even when it arrives casually. "What does that mean?" I asked. "Well, she rolled her eyes right away. "God, don't be so sensitive, it's not a big deal." Then she said the part that cleared everything up. "Sasha's boyfriend is a DJ with a real following. Chloe's new guy is literally a signed model. They're just on a different wavelength. They have a certain standard. I just need you to be chill. Don't try so hard." It's embarrassing when you try so hard. That sentence landed harder than the first one. Don't try so hard. I thought about the spreadsheet of restaurant reviews I had made for the trip, the snorkeling tours I compared, the wines I remembered she liked, the silly dances in the kitchen when a good song came on, the rides I gave her when she wanted to leave parties early, the ways I had spent 5 years trying to build something real and stable and warm. Through her eyes, it was not care, it was cringe. That is what hurt, not just that she looked down on me. It was that I suddenly saw how long she had probably been doing it. The last 5 years compressed into one sharp instant. My books, my old Honda, my careful planning, my excitement, my steadiness. Everything I thought was part of loving her had become, in her mind, proof that I was not on the right wavelength. I looked at her standing there, impatient to get to the part of her life she actually valued, her real audience, her real night, and I understood something very simple. You cannot argue someone into respecting you. That realization did not make me angry, it made me calm. "Okay," I said. She stopped moving. My tone had surprised her. "Okay," she repeated. "Okay," I said again. "Have fun with the girls." The suspicion in her face faded and something else took its place. Relief, maybe. Triumph. She thought I had gone quiet because I knew my place again. "Good," she said. Then she leaned in, kissed my cheek in that quick, absent way people kiss an obligation, and said, "Don't wait up." And then she left. The lock turned. Her heels clicked away down the hall. And the apartment went silent again. I stood there in the clean kitchen for a while, looking at the glasses, the packed suitcase, the bottle in the fridge, the whole carefully prepared life I had built around a person who was embarrassed by the blueprint of it. The silence did not feel painful anymore. It felt clean. I looked at the suitcase on the bed and understood that it was still going to be used, just not for the trip I planned. I opened it, took out the linen shirt and the novel, and put them back in my dresser. Then I started packing my real things, not in a rage, not in tears, calmly. My work suits, sweaters, passport, important documents, the book she called dense, my chef's knife, the French press she never touched, the framed photo from our Colorado trip, the one where I was smiling and she already looked bored if I am honest about it now, my laptop, my old records, my tools. With each item I packed, the apartment looked less like our home and more like a stage set I was quietly stepping out of. Halfway through, I sat on the edge of the bed and opened the airline app. 2 tickets, seats 7A and 7B, tomorrow night. I hit cancel. The app warned me the fare was non-refundable, nearly $1,500 gone. My finger hovered for 1 second, then I confirmed it. Then I canceled the resort. The emails landed in my inbox one after the other. Flight canceled. Reservation canceled. Plan canceled. Some losses are expensive, but staying where you are not respected costs more. By 2 in the morning, my car in the garage was packed to the roof. What remained in the apartment was mostly shared furniture, her decor, her art, her things, and the cold evidence of how much care I had poured into a life she treated like social damage control. I walked through each room one last time. The spotless kitchen, the living room with missing books on the shelf, the bedroom with my side of the closet empty. Then I took a sheet of printer paper and wrote 5 words in steady handwriting. No embarrassment. Problem solved. I placed the note on the kitchen counter and set the apartment key on top so it would not blow away if she left a window cracked. I left the wine in the fridge. I do not know why that detail mattered to me, but it did. Maybe because I wanted her to see how close she had come to being loved well, and how casually she threw it away. Then I walked out. I drove to a 24-hour motel on the edge of the city, paid in cash, slept hard for 5 hours. When I woke up, I did not feel broken. I felt light, not happy, not yet, but unhooked. The first text from Maya came at 1017 the next morning. "Hey, where are you? Did you go for coffee?" I imagined her standing in the apartment, seeing the empty closet, the missing books, the note on the counter. I imagined confusion first, then anger. I did not reply. 20 minutes later, another text. "Seriously, where is all your stuff?" "This isn't funny." Still no reply. By afternoon, the calls started. I let the first 2 go to voicemail. On the third, I listened. "Mark, pick up. What the hell is going on? Did you leave because of last night? God, you're so sensitive. It was a joke. Call me back. We need to talk about Belize. The airline sent me a cancellation email. Did you do that?" Not an apology, not even close. Just irritation, inconvenience, damage control. That told me I made the right decision. The texts kept coming all day. "You canceled the trip." "Okay, I get it, you're mad." "Fine, you made your point. Can you please come back so we can talk like adults?" Then later, I found the note. What does that even mean? I am not a problem. By evening, she switched tone again. "Mark, I'm getting worried. Please just tell me you're okay." I was okay. More okay than I had been in a long time. I blocked her number. 2 days later, my old college friend Ben texted me. He was loosely connected to Sasha's circle and had heard the story spreading already. According to Maya, I had some kind of breakdown and ghosted her in the middle of the night. But according to the people closer to her friends, the truth was uglier for her. Maya had apparently been telling them for months that I was cringy and that she planned to upgrade after one last vacation. Only now that the cringy boyfriend had disappeared with a note, the whole thing was turning on her. That part almost made me laugh. In the world she cared about so much, the story had flipped. Her cruelty was not glamorous, it was pathetic. And my silence, the thing she thought made me small, had become the most powerful move she had ever seen. A week later, I got a voicemail from a new number. It was Maya crying, not about us, not really. She said Sasha and Chloe were not taking her side. She said people kept asking what she had done to make me leave like that. She said her reputation was being ruined and I needed to talk to them and fix it. There it was, the center of everything, not heartbreak, humiliation, not loss. Image. I listened to that voicemail twice. The first time to make sure I heard it right. The second time to confirm I felt nothing that could pull me back. Then I deleted it. Her sister called next, trying the family version of pressure. She said Maya was a mess and wanted to apologize properly. I told her, as politely as I could, that it was over and I did not need a better apology from someone who had already shown me her real opinion. Then Maya tried the therapy angle. Long messages from more new numbers. She saw now how insecure she had been. She knew she had used me to feel better about herself. She understood her own behavior more clearly now. Maybe some of that was even true, but every message still ended with a demand for access. "I need to see you. I need to say this in person. I need closure." That is the part people confuse. Regret is not always repentance. Sometimes regret just means the consequences finally arrived. Months later, I went to the wedding of mutual friends, James and Amir. I thought about skipping it, but then I realized that would mean Maya still had power over where I could show up in my own life. So I went. I wore a simple navy suit and went alone. I laughed with old friends. I ate good food. I felt normal. Then I saw her. Maya looked beautiful in the polished way she always knew how to be, but there was strain in it now. Her eyes kept moving around the room. Her friends, the same ones whose standards mattered so much, seemed less impressed than distant. She found me during cocktail hour in one of the side galleries. "Mark," she said. I turned. "Maya, you look nice." That formality threw her off. She had prepared for anger, maybe for coldness, maybe for some dramatic final scene, not for basic courtesy. "Can we talk for 5 minutes?" she asked. I checked my watch and said, "Of course." We stepped into a quieter corner. She launched into what sounded practiced: therapy, reflection. Realizing how horrible she had been. Using me as a punching bag to make herself feel bigger in front of her friends. Understanding now that she was the embarrassing one. I listened. When she was done, she stopped and searched my face, waiting for something. Forgiveness, maybe. Relief, an opening. Instead, I said very calmly, "I'm glad you're getting clarity." Hope flickered across her face. Then I added, "For what it's worth, taking your advice that night was the best decision I ever made." She blinked. "My advice?" "Yes," I said. "Try not to embarrass you. Don't try so hard. You were right. I was trying too hard for the wrong person, so I stopped." The color left her face. She whispered, "So that's it." I nodded. "You wanted less of me. You got none of me. The math is simple." That was the end of the conversation, even if a few more words were spoken after that. I left her standing in that gallery and went back to the wedding, back to the living, breathing present where people laughed without ranking each other, and love did not require a performance review. I never saw her again after that. Months passed. The story from our old social circle faded into background noise. Then, 6 months after the wedding, I met Lena. On our third date over pizza, I told her the whole story, not with bitterness, just honestly. When I finished, she looked at me and said, "Her loss." And that phrase was ridiculous. "Well, what does that even mean? You're just you, and that seems pretty great to me." That was it. No theatrics, no healing speech, just recognition. Tonight I am cooking dinner in my apartment. My own apartment. My books are on my shelves. The walls have art I actually like. Bach is playing softly. Lena is on the balcony trying to save a half-dead fern she bought from a discount rack because she said every living thing deserves one fair shot. My phone lights up on the counter, a message from Maya. She is in town for one night, staying at a hotel, says she knows she does not deserve it, but she would give anything for 15 minutes, just for closure. I look at the message and feel almost nothing. No anger, no pride. No temptation, just distance. Lena walks in with soil on her hands and asks, "What's that look for?" "Nothing important," I tell her, and I mean it. I delete the message, set the phone face down, walk over and kiss Lena on the temple. Dinner is ready, and so is my life. Lesson 1: when someone is ashamed of your love, they are not ready to receive it. Lesson 2: contempt often shows up before the final breakup. Pay attention to it. Lesson 3: you cannot plan the perfect trip, the perfect dinner, or the perfect life for someone who does not respect you. Lesson 4: self-respect sometimes looks very quiet. It can be a packed suitcase, a canceled trip, and a 5-word note. Lesson 5: closure does not always come from one last conversation. Sometimes it comes from building a life so solid that the past stops feeling important. What would you have done after hearing those words that night? Would you have confronted her, stayed and argued, or walked away the way he did? And have you ever had a moment where one sentence changed the way you saw the whole relationship?